What's good, everybody? And today's trade recap, we're gonna go over how I made a little over $750 in about 2 or 3 minutes today trading NQ futures. So going into the day, obviously I know it's CPI, so we can expect a very big move, a lot of volatility at about 8:30 Eastern when the CPI news drops. So to get my buys for the day, I get on the charts, and first thing I see is that we have a hidden weekly SSMT at the lows. And we can see that because the previous weekly quarter, which is the daily, the previous day, is we didn't take out the lows on any of them. However, on YM, we closed below the lowest close of the previous quarter. So to me, that's a cracking correlation. So I went ahead. We have a weekly here, and then on that same candle, we have our weekly change in true change in state of delivery. And obviously that was confirmed by the time I got on, so I was already bullish just based off that alone. That gives me enough confidence to be bullish on the day. So going down to the daily time frame or the 15-minute, we can see we also had a daily SSMT here. As you can see, the previous quarter range low was here, and NQ did not take that out, but however ES and YM both took out that low, so that's an SMT, a sequential SMT there. And then again, just going off the candle, right here is a true change in the state of delivery. So anything that, like if a candle closes below that, above that, that confirms my bullish bias even more. And then going down again, we have to the 90-minute cycle, which is on the 5-minute time frame. We can see that we also had a 90-minute SMT here this quarter. Did not get taken out. The low did not get taken out in the quarter that we were trading today. However, on ES and YM it did. So that's another cracking correlation for me to be bullish. And then even further on the micro cycle, the previous micro cycle low was not taken on NQ, but on ES and YM it did. Another micro change in state of delivery would be right here. So obviously, I mean, my entry today was pretty late. As you can see here, I didn't take the trade all the way around this time, like a couple minutes before CPI actually did come out. But if I was on the charts earlier, like this right here would have been the ideal trade of the day, because after this micro was confirmed, could have just entered off of here, stop at that low, targeting, I mean, a set RR. We could have targeted these highs. Anything really would have been ideal trade of the day, but we didn't catch that, and that's all right. We still caught our move for the day. And also another reason to give me a bullish bias for the day was that we had 1 hour SMT fill on this gap right here. As you can see, if I drag it across, you can see that ES completely traded through this whole gap, but NQ did not. So again, that's another cracking correlation that just gives me more confluence that we should be bullish here, as well as all these SMTs that we did occur within a 4-hour gap on NQ. This 4-hour gap right here. So it's just very clear from, you know, my strategy and what I know, which is obviously I trade quarterly theory concepts and ICT. So just based off all that alone, it was pretty clear that we wanted a bullish move. So yeah, usually I trade between 9 a.m. and 10:30 Eastern, but on CPI news days I will get on the charts a little bit early, because the CPI expansion is always just a great move to catch. And again, we don't look at I don't look at like news, like red folder news as a gamble, as some people would say. It's just an influx of volatility. So whichever way the market wants to go, the news is just gonna drive it there. It doesn't matter if the news is good or bad per se. It's just more volatility for us. So when I got on the charts, obviously I'm seeing all of this stuff has already been confirmed. We came down here, traded back into the weekly TCISD, which you can like use that kind of as just like a gap, I guess. It's just a PD array, trades back into it and trades away. And after that closes, that gives me enough confirmation to enter. Then I just put my stop loss at the swing low before the CPI came out, because if it starts trading down like that, especially off CPI, in my head, the trade is just invalidated at that point anyway, because it shouldn't have gone low, and it didn't. And then I was just trading a set RR on this, really. It was really, I mean, I could have targeted highs all the way up here, previous day highs. But, I mean, I don't want to get, too greedy or anything, so I just took a 1 to 3. I risked about 250 on the trade, just trying to build a buffer in my Express accounts. And yeah, played out pretty well. Played out within like a minute. As you can see, CPI opened up and just delivered straight to TP. Very clean trade. And here's, I can drag over some proof that I did indeed take this trade here. Executions and everything. So yeah, that's my trade for the day. If anyone has any questions on like quarterly theory concepts like the SSMTs, true change in state of deliveries, you can just leave a comment and I can explain them further. But yeah, very clean trade today.